Hello, good morning all of you. My name is Mohammad Faisal and I am working as a nursing tutor in Rama College of Nursing, Mandhana, Kanpur. Today we will discuss regarding communication in nursing. This is a common topic. We will discuss later and later. So now today I am taking this topic because of this is a need of communication in assessment and diagnosis. Overall nursing process, we can say that use nursing communication. So first of all we will introduce topic which we are taken. So first I will discuss introduction, definitions, process, types, barriers in communication and techniques. So first of all we will discuss introduction. So communication means, what is communication? Communication derived from Latin word communis. Communis means common. So in a simple word we can say that communication is the exchange of ideas, information, belief and sharing information between two or more person. So definition says that according to Webster, definition says that communication is the reciprocal exchange of information between individual by the form of verbal or non-verbal. So verbal means by the written form and non-verbal by the sign of language, sign language. So second we will discuss process. So how communication is taken place. So there are many processes in communication. First is referent. Referent means the person who is motivating to the communicator or sender. So sender, who is sender? Sender is a person who send the message to the receiver. Sender, the person who is sending message to the receiver. So referent is the motivating to the sender. First of all, when we are starting a communication, referent motivate to the sender. Sender generate a message. Message means content which by which we can communicate to the receiver. So sender generate the message, then message by the channel or maybe audio, visual. Channel is the medium by the which message can be transferred to the receiver from the sender. So message by the which is given by the sender, sent to the receiver by the channel medium. So then receivers receive the message, and after decoding, receiver send the feedback. Feedback means answer. Receiver send the feedback to the referent, and referent again the motivate to the sender. So this is the process of communication. First of all, referent motivate to the sender generate the message, then send to the receiver by the channel, and receiver decode the message, then feedback to the referent. So this is a process called communication. So communication happen in between the referent and receiver by the message or channel. So now we will discuss regarding types of communications. So there are many types like informal, formal, one way, two way, or group discussion or individual discussion. So I am taking only verbal or non-verbal. What is verbal communication? Verbal communications means by the spoken, by the written, we can send the message to the receiver. So this is called verbal communication. Then non-verbal communication, not written or not write sign, not a written language or sign. We can show only language. Like deaf people, they can't understand our language. So we can communicate with the sign language, like using a hand, body language. So this is called non-verbal communication. So I hope you understand between the non-verbal or verbal communication. Then we will discuss barrier. So there are many barriers. Barriers means difficulties which can be destroy our communication. This is called barriers. So barrier may be commonly four types: physiological, environmental, psychological and semantic. So first we will discuss regarding physiological. What is physiological? If we are having hearing problems, means we can't listen properly. So when the sender send the message, receiver can't be decode the message because he having hearing problem. So first barrier is physiological barrier is hearing problem. So receiver can't be decode the message, so they will destroy our communications. Then lack of attention. If you are present at the time of communication but your mind is present other, so we can this also can be destroy our communication. So physiological barrier like hearing problems, lack of attention, do not active participation, means you are present there but your mind is not here. So they can be destroy our communication. Second barrier is environmental. Environmental means surrounding. Environment means surrounding our. So first of all, background noise. First or most common barrier of communication is background noise. If we are talking with each other, and then some sound will disturb us, so they will discontinue our communication easily. We can't sing, we can't talk, we can't talk with each other because of background noise. Background noise is high and our voice is not high. Then second, distance. Distance also matter in communication. If we are long distance, so we can't talk with sender or receiver. We can't talk with sender or receiver. Then poor lighting. Poor lighting also also plays a major role in communication. So if the poor lighting is happen, so we can't tolerate or we can't talk with each other. Then third barrier is psychological. Psychological means emotionally person well-being or not. So if the person emotional disturbance, they having anxiety, fear or very stress, so they can't able to talk with each other. Then for anxiety, fear, so these all are the psychological barrier of communication. Fourth or last barrier is semantic barrier. Semantic barriers takes like language. Language means if the sender knows the Hindi or receiver does not know the Hindi, so this is the barrier of language. Then poor pronunciation. If the sender or receiver having poor pronunciation, so they will destroy already your communication. So these all are the barriers of communication in nursing. Then we will discuss regarding techniques. So technique means, what is technique? Technique means what are the techniques we can use to effective communication. So just like barriers, we can prevent from the barriers. So we can effective communication we can takes place. So first of all, physiological hearing problem. So we can provide to the patient or to the sender or receiver, we can hearing aids, like hearing aids they can wear and easily communicate with each other. Lack of attention, we can say that we told the patient to active participation. When I will answer, then they will answer also. Then environmental, we can remove background noises. Distance, we can maintain distance. Then poor lighting, we can provide artificial lighting at the site of communications. Then psychologically, emotionally disturbance. So if the patient having emotional disturbance, we can't talk with each other. Then first of all, they have to come in normal state, then we can start our communication. We also try to reduce their fear, anxiety. Then last of all, semantic. So we if we are facing any problem like language problem, so if I am sender and then receiver doesn't know Hindi, so we will try to gather one translator between them. So then when I will speak, then translator will speak to the receiver. So this is also can be an effective technique. Then also we can share other technique like active participation will be there. Then good manner of the communication will be there, and skillful conversation will be there. So this is all the topic of communication. So conclusion of my topic, that communication is the effective part of nursing process. Why? Because we can use as a assessment tool. As we all know, the nursing process having steps: assessment, diagnosis, goal, planning, rational implementation, etc. So we can start our nursing process with the assessment. So assessment having two data, subjective and objective data. So subjective data, what the patient says. So this is also happening in the communication. If the nurse trying to communicate with the patient, so the patient also will try to communicate you. If you are not having that much skills in communication, so your communication will be destroyed. So thank you very much.